Yeah, I really don't understand why everyone keeps calling me a hobbit. Whatever. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 biggest mistakes that bloggers make that stop them from earning income. And these are the things that if you do them, they're going to crush your income. But if you pay attention to what I'm about to teach you, it could skyrocket your income fast. We're going to teach you those 10 mistakes, how to avoid them, and how to make more money. And we're starting right now. Oh yeah, and if you like this video and want to learn more about how to make money as an affiliate marketer and a blogger, make sure you subscribe and click the little bell notification icon. That way you get my latest videos when they come out, and you can join us live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. right here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe and click that bell. Now, back to the video. The 10 major blogging mistakes that are going to kill your profit. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Marcus. I've been doing this for about 19, 20 years now. I got into blogging in 2006 passively, and then I've made millions of dollars with blogs since then. Before that, I made money with static HTML websites. Now, I got to tell you, what I learned from the static HTML website days is what makes me able to make money today. Those are the same skills, same everything. Even the site designs are very, very similar. So what you're going to see is these 10 tips that I'm going to show you, these 10 things that people do wrong, are from years of experience in getting people to come to the site, getting people to stay on the site, getting people to do the affiliate offers, buy the products, opt into the list. All of this is based on what I learned in the early part of my career, which was all about direct response advertising. Now, direct response advertising is all about being able to directly respond to an ad. You need to get someone to your site that can respond right then and there. They might not have to buy right away, but they will need to opt in, click a link, do something, otherwise they're going to leave. Now, you're going to see on lots of blogs out there, lots of people that are teaching you how to do SEO and get blogs and make money, that a majority of these people are getting a lot of traffic and making very little money. A lot of them are making like $2 per 1,000 views or something ridiculous like that, which if I made $2 per 1,000 views, I'd be put out on the street. So we got to make sure we're making more than that. And you can see here, check this out. This is 16,000 clicks I got to an affiliate offer, which generated over $126,000 for me just since I set up this little blog in 2015. This is just one of my blogs. I've got many of them, and a lot of them make a lot more than that. But I wanted to show you this because it's one affiliate offer, one blog, very, very simple. Now, the reason this works is because it's direct. Again, it's focused on direct response. We want people to respond directly to an ad. So let's dive right in and talk about those 10 blogging mistakes that are going to kill your profit if you don't pay attention to them. And we got a big fist of money. What's better than a fist of money, right? A big old fist of money. Looks like he's got a $1 bill and a 20 or something like that. All right, so number one, this is the number one thing that is going to crush you if you don't do it right. The thing that I see a lot of people do when they get into blogging is they don't focus on one niche per blog, and they don't focus on something attainable. Right? They're like, I'm going to be the blogger for like cameras, and I want to teach people about cameras. And it's like, okay, that's good. Or I want to be the blogger about making money or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, whatever. You got to look at that. And you got to say, we need to refine something that we can actually do. This is a system that I call majoring in the minors. You want to start with something small that you can get that'll get you results. Again, look at the screenshot up here. There's not a lot of traffic. Okay, a lot of people are telling you need lots and lots of traffic to make money. You don't need lots and lots of traffic to make money. You need the right traffic to the right offer. That's it. You can make money with a couple hundred visitors a month in some markets. You can make money with a couple thousand in others. It just depends on your market, and it depends on how creative you are. So first and foremost, the biggest mistake is they don't focus on one niche per blog when starting out. They try to be all things to all people. They try to have this blog that talks about everything from their network marketing company to how to go on roller coasters to what they fed their kids for breakfast. And it doesn't make any sense, and no one cares because no one's looking for that. People search for very selective things. And until you build a massive following, they're not going to come back to your site by their own choice. So you got to get them there. And the way you're going to get them there is by content directed at specific things that they can respond to, specific things that they want, specific questions that they ask the search engines. How many calories do I need to lose 10 pounds? How many calories does it take to gain weight? How many sit-ups do I need to do for this? How do I do this on my blog? How do I put a support ticket system on my blog? How do I integrate my blog with ClickFunnels? These are all different types of search terms that you can get in and you could start to nail and chip away at and get a few visitors, get some sales, do another, get some more. And pretty soon, before you know it, you're going to start to skyrocket your results. You can also drive this with paid traffic, but the main thing is so many people are not focusing on one selective targeted niche per blog. If you focus on one niche, that is going to be the difference between success and failure. Number 2, they don't make the purpose of the content to lead people to what makes them money. Okay, this is important. A lot of people create content because other marketers are telling them, oh, you got to have content. You got to have good content. You got to have good content. You got to make good content. There's got to be lots of content. You got to have pages and books of content. It's actually a good book of content, which you get with my mentor program. But they say that you need a lot of content, and they never tell you why. They're like, content is king. And it's not really king. Content is just content that leads people to your site. That's all it is. The more content you have doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get more traffic. Now, targeted content is what works, but I'm going to take it a step further. And instead of using just content or just targeted content, we're going to make targeted content with a purpose. We're going to make targeted content that is designed with a specific thing in mind. So if I go out there and I'm like, okay, I want to make content and I want to sell web hosting, which, by the way, this is from Selling Web Hosting, which is cool, right? And so I want to sell web hosting. And I'm like, well, I know the word web hosting is too competitive and I don't know what to do. So I could write some content about web hosting. But instead, what I do is I'm like, let's find something that I know people will eventually need web hosting. Maybe something like, how do I buy my own domain name for my blog? Or maybe something like, how do I install WordPress? How do I get a WordPress site? How do I make a site for my gym? Or whatever. Something very simple that we can use, or even how to make a secure socket layer thing for your website. And if you don't know how to do this stuff, don't worry. You don't need to be in a technical niche. But we can go through and I can say, okay, so I'm going to make content based on this. How do you change a domain name from one WordPress to another? Okay, well, here's how you do it. By the way, the best way to do it is clicking here to get web hosting, which actually does it for you. Okay, so we could do that. Notice how I take them and I'm like, the purpose of my content is to get people to do something that makes them money. So the purpose of this, the purpose of me coming on today and showing you the 10 major blogging mistakes that'll kill your profit, right? I'm a pretty nice guy, but I don't usually just give away content for whatever reason. The whole purpose here is to say, hey, look, I know about blogging. I'm going to teach you about blogging because if you join my marcusmentor.me, you're going to learn about blogging, get my plugins and all these tools and everything like that. So that's the purpose of the content. Same thing with your blog. Every article you write, every video you put up, everything you do on your blog must have a purpose. When you sit down to write content, you're not just talking to a guy about, hey, too many diet sodas will make you have headaches or whatever it is, right? You're going through and you're like, okay, I want to write this thing about diet soda so that I can get people into this other product. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Does everyone get that? If you do, type something in the box, give us some hearts and some thumbs up, share this on your timelines and in your groups and everything like that. But that's the deal. A lot of people don't make the purpose. They don't sit down and say, this is what this content is for. And there's several main ways or main reasons you would create content. Number one, you would want to sell something. Okay, so if I'm making content and I'm like, how to get rid of error message 504609 or whatever it is, right? And I write that. And I'm like, okay, the purpose of that would be to sell whatever program solves that error. Very simple. The next way is to provide user experience and to make goodwill in the marketplace. Okay, so I could provide a video like this. You might not buy right away. You might buy tomorrow. You might buy in 10 minutes. Who knows? But what I'm doing is saying, hey, look, I'm here. I'm sharing this stuff with you. And the more I share stuff with you, the more you're going to say, hey, that guy's pretty cool. I should probably buy some stuff from him because if his free stuff is that good, imagine what the paid stuff's like. And that's kind of the idea. Now, that would be under bonding with your market and everything like that. Now, you can also use all these in conjunction. Like I can take the one that I made for bonding and I can sell it into, or I could send it out to my mailing list. Right? Really cool. Or whatever. It's very, very simple to do. Now, the third way to create content is to get people to opt in. Right? So you could make content solely for the purpose of getting people to put their name and email into your mailing list so that you can get them into your marketing funnel, send them more stuff, get them more content, and get them back to you. Because, let's face it, the majority of the people who come to your blog for the first time are not going to come back unless you give them a reason. They're not just going to be like, oh, well, I remember that guy who told me how to put the bolt on my Toyota. I'm going to go see him again. They're not going to do that. They don't care. Your market doesn't care about your site as much as you do until you make them. No one wants to listen until you tell them why to listen. That's what our content needs to do. In addition, we need to focus on it and say we need to make the content so that they either buy something, so that they either like me and click further and check out another video and binge watch something, or maybe get them to opt in or join a subscriber list or something like that. We have to have a selective reason for them to be looking at the content, right? Why am I sitting to make this content? You have to ask yourself that every single time you make content. Let's dive right into number 3. And this was the only picture I could find. It probably looks a little bit too much like me, but at any rate, that's okay, right? They focus too much on a fancy design. How many times a week do people come to me and tell me that my websites are ugly? Right? They're like, Marcus, your website's ugly. I don't think your website, you should probably have some flashy thing. You should probably have those things sliding in and big images and everything like that. And I'm like, well, I've been doing this 20 years, and I know what converts. And what converts is a simple design. Far too many designs get complicated. Notice my designs here. And these designs are all using themes that you can get in your Marcus Mentor members area. You can go to marcusmentor.me. We give you these themes, if I can talk right today. And we give you everything to make this work. It's very simple, right? And the themes look like this. And I got to shrink it down so you can see the header there, right? It looks like this. I have a little header there, leads into the content. They opt in. Very simple. We have some other pages where they can learn about us, watch videos, and opt in. We have other pages where they could go through, look at some of the profitable sites I've done. Again, the entire idea is to get them to opt in. Now, notice how my designs are designed at getting the reaction I want. What do I want someone to do? Here, I want them to opt in. Here, I want them to sign up for a product. I lead them into that product. Very simple. Now, I also have blog posts, which we have various other content on, which I'll show you here. Let's see if we can find one here. I think we rank on this word, so we'll use this one here. There we go. So this one here is looking for people looking for Wix affiliate marketing, which a lot of people actually do. I get traffic from this every day. Now notice how this one is very focused, right? Same layout. Boom, your eye goes where I want it to go. I want you to watch the video. And then after you watch the video, I want you to put your name and email in. Okay, we also have some other stuff they can look at, but it's not overly complicated. Notice how the eyes are focused on this area here. Okay, they're also going to see the ads and everything, but the eyes focus where we want them to go. So when you see people touting, hey, you got to have a fancy design or this fancy theme or whatever, that's not true. You need to have something that leads the customer to what is going to make you money. If you don't, it's very simple. You're not going to make money. I mean, pretty simple, right? So you got to do that. You got to focus on that. You got to make it work. Very cool. All right, so number 3 is they focus too much on a fancy design. Guys, you can use some of the themes that we give away free. There's a theme out there called Simple Blog Theme that you can get at simpleblogtheme.com. Literally change 2 images, you have a custom theme. And these are themes that convert. These are ones that are bare bones, that are fast, and they convert. They get visitors back to you, which is cool. All right, let's dive right into number 4 here. Number 4 is people forget that it's all about answering the question of why your visitor is there in the first place. Why did the visitor come to your site? This is the biggest question that you always need to ask yourself. Did they come to your site looking for entertainment? Did they come to your site looking for an answer to a question? Did they come to your site looking for something to download? Did they look for a a calculator, a report. What are they looking for? Now, what you have, the reason they came there, you need to have it up front within 3 seconds. They need to be able to find it within 3 seconds or they're not going to stay there, right? A lot of people forget about this, and the bounce rates of the majority of large blogs are making pennies compared to what they could make because they're not focusing on this. They're not looking at it and saying, why would the person be there? What is it they want? What can I take them from and get them to based on what they want? How can I flip the market? How can I take someone that's looking for an Excel mortgage calculator and flip them into like a refinance lead so I get $100? How can I do that? Well, you got to do that in a very specific way, and you got to focus on why they're there. Why are they there? Well, they're there for the Excel. Why in the world would anyone want an Excel file that's going to help them like calculate their mortgage? Well, probably because they're going to refi. So if you frame it in the terms of, hey, use this calculator, but also get this refi so you can plug in the new rate that you get and see how much you can save, right? You got to get them in there, and you got to remember why they're there. You got to give them the answer to what they're looking for. Now, you can give it to them in a roundabout way. You could say, hey, join my mailing list and I'll give you the full answer. Or you could say, download this thing and get the full answer, or whatever it is to get them in there. But you cannot forget that it's all about answering the question of why your visitor's there in the first place. Did they come from a Facebook video, right? If I get people that are on a Facebook video or a Facebook ad and they come to my site, why are they there? What did they click on, right? Because if a guy clicks on an image that says, learn to make $100 a day, or a guy clicks on an image that says, get free blog plugins, if I send them to the same blog post, it's going to confuse them. They'll be like, oh, wait a minute, which one do I want? Right? So we got to send them exactly where they need to go, and we got to structure it and focus the right way. Very, very important. Number 5, the 5th biggest issue we see when it comes to blogging and people who blog and make mistakes and make no money is they waffle when it comes time to sell. This is a big one. A lot of people hate sales. Type in the box, do you hate sales? Like, a lot of people think sales is bad, and they picture like this slimy car salesman guy who's like going to slap you in the face and make you buy something you don't want. But that's not actually what sales is at all. That's a bad segment. That's like a bad apple in the sales industry. But actually, sales is the ability to help people. My job as a salesman is to help you. If I'm a realtor, I want to help you find the house that you want, or I want to help you sell your house for the best price. If I'm selling cars, I want to get you something that, hey, if you want something for your family to be safe, I want to give you the best one. Not just the one that gets me the best commission, but the best one for you. And your job as an affiliate marketer and a blogger is to give the right tips to people, and selling will come naturally. Right? When you share and you help people, selling comes naturally. It's very simple. Like, if I give someone a good meal, I like to cook and I like to think they're all good meals. But if I give someone a good meal and afterward they're like, wow, what's the recipe for that? I just sold them without selling them. Why? Because I gave them the good meal. I gave them the information first, and I said, here is what this is about. And you could do the same thing with selling. If I say, hey, here's 10 ways to save money on your car. By the way, number 10 is to go over here and get a quote on a loan before you go to the car dealer, or whatever. Very, very important. Now, Kevin says luck in sales is described as a collision between opportunity and preparedness. Yeah, and it's very much like the opportunity is everywhere because people are searching for things. And there's so many people who don't understand that you can circumvent, you can get involved where other people aren't at. Like, there's people out there that are promoting programs that everyone's promoting the same way, and it seems competitive, but there's also subtle back doors to it, right? There's subtle back doors. Like, if you want to go into the refinance market, I don't go for the word refinance. I'm not going to make my blog about refinance, but I can make my blog about FHA refinance limits, FHA refinance credit score requirements. Those words are completely uncompetitive, and it's easier to sell. I say, hey, guess what? The FHA limit for the credit score is 680. Is yours above 680? Click here then, and you can get a good rate. Oh, yours is below 680? Well, click here for the bad credit score mortgage or whatever. Do you guys see how easy that is? Very, very simple. Like, if you follow that, it sells itself. Like, I don't have to be a good salesman. Luckily, I grew up in a sales family, so I kind of learned that skill, and I always enjoyed sales because I always enjoy helping people, and I enjoy helping you and showing you guys this stuff and saying, these are the 10 things you don't want to have. These are the 10 things you need to watch out for. And if you don't want to do these things and you actually want to make money, check out what I have to offer. Like, very simple. And so many people waffle it and they sell from their heels. And I think it really stems from they don't believe in what they're selling, or they don't have confidence in their information. And it's time to have confidence in your information and have confidence in what you're selling and say, hey, look, you know what? I can help these people save money. I can help these people live a better life. I can help these people make more, or feel better, or exercise better, right? If you have that and you're not selling it, that's like a disservice to all the people who want that, right? You're doing a disservice by not pushing it hard. All right, so don't waffle it when it comes time to sell. Number 6 is they swim against stream rather than naturally letting the profits in. Did you know that most people are so focused on making money that they forget the actual way to make money is very simple? Right? So many people they come to me and they're like, Marcus, I want to make $100 a day. I don't care what you have to say. I just want $100 a day. And I'm like, well, if you go into this, no, I just want an easy. And I'm like, dude, you're swimming against stream. All you got to do is make your blog natural. Make it natural. If you're having a lottery toolbar, like the lottery toolbar offer I have, right? Put a drop-down box. Hey, you want to find the latest lottery numbers? Choose the date of your lottery ticket. Simple. You want a mortgage quote? Put your zip code in the box. You want to search for tattoos? Search in this box, right? Do something that's natural for the visitor that makes sense. Like when I go to Google, if I went to Google tomorrow, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Google tomorrow. And tomorrow there was like banner ads up here. And then there was like a drop down box that was like, do you want to search the web? Do you want to search YouTube? Do you want to search this? And then over here, there was like a big slider image thing that has the top news. I probably wouldn't search Google. I'd be like, wow, this is way confusing. I'm not interested in this. This doesn't matter. But because Google has just a search box, that's why they're the biggest search engine in the world, because they just have a search box. That's it. It's simple, right? This site is simple. People say, oh, Marcus, simple sites don't work. You got to have an elaborate design. Really? This is like Arial font or something with a couple of colors, a search box, and that's it. Like one of the most successful websites on the internet is this simple. Right? I hope that sinks in. If this sinks in, give me some thumbs up and some hearts and say, yeah, I get it. I've been making this way too complicated. Right? If I want people to like search for mortgage, maybe I could put a search box on my site that says put your zip code here. And people, guess what? They're going to put their zip code there. Right? It's very, very simple. And you could literally guide people to what you want them to do if you focus the right way. Very cool. Right? So they're swimming against stream. Like Yahoo right now, they're kind of successful. I think they lost a whole crap ton of money. But they're not Google because they're not paying attention to this. Right? They're like, okay, well, we're going to have this over here. We're going to have this over here. And you could spend all day on Yahoo and read all this stuff. But the search box is not the main cup of tea. The main cup of tea needs to be the main cup of tea. Now, they said, well, I know that Yahoo can make money on ads and stuff over here, but we're going to make more because people are going to search here and we're going to show them the ads after. Right? Value up front. Value, here you go. You search for it. You're like, whatever, I want to learn this. I want to get this. I want that. You type it in the box. You go there. Then you see the ads. Right? Think about that. Because a lot of people are swimming against the grain and they're like, I want to just make this site, have all the things on it in case they want everything. They don't want everything. They want what they looked for. And they tell you, right? Internet marketing is so simple because they tell you what they want. Like, this is what I want. I want this. I want that. And you go, here it is. And they go, wow, Marcus, you're a genius. How did you know? And I'm like, well, 5 seconds ago you told me. Pretty simple. Like, I've actually done campaigns where we ask people stuff. And then we make that a sales letter with the questions and answers. And they buy it. And they're like, this is genius. And I'm like, well, you should call yourself a genius because you're the one who asked the question. It's not that hard to do. Very simple. But so many people forget about it because they think blogging is this like creative art form. Like, let's be creative and let's paint. And it's like, okay, well, maybe for the design part, but we're not really focused on that. I mean, maybe writing is an art form, but really it's about communicating a message. Can I help you do this? Yes, click here and get it. Can I do this? Click here and get it. Also telling people where to go. Like if you expect someone to go to an affiliate offer, tell them to go there. Say, yeah, go to that offer. Click the offer. Do that. Very, very important. Okay, let's go on to number 7. Number 7. This might sound counterintuitive because you might be like, dude, Marcus, shouldn't I ask people to join their newsletter? Shouldn't we do that? This is a big mistake because here's the deal. Again, remember what I talked about with swimming upstream. No one cares about your newsletter. No one. No one cares about your newsletter. They're like, whatever. I don't. Do you have a newsletter? I didn't even know. I'm just on your blog because I want to know today's mortgage rates. So you got to give them a reason to join your newsletter or your mailing list. Far too often you see that little box on the blog that's hidden. And it's almost ashamed of itself. And it's sitting there and it's like, hey, psst, can you join my mailing list? Please? Please? You know, it's really cool. Look, I made this little blue header. And it says, join my mailing list, subscribe here. But it doesn't tell them why. Why should I join your Why should I join your Facebook group? Well, you should join my Facebook group because we have videos and we give you value and cool downloads and stuff like that. And you can ask questions. That's a reason. Like if I just say join my Facebook group, why? Join my newsletter, why? Right? Instead of saying join my newsletter, what if you said something like this? Download a free affiliate marketing toolbar. Put your name and email in the box. Or maybe something like how to become a super affiliate. Check out all these sites that made me money. Right? These are the things that are going to get people on your newsletter. It's got to be juicy. It's got to be good. It's got to be something they want. And guess what? It's got to be based on why they're there in the first place. So adding a thing that says join my newsletter is not going to cut it. You got to have something. You got to have a reason. What are you going to give them? Why should they join your newsletter? Why should they be watching this? Why should they be following you? Very important. The 7th biggest mistake that bloggers make is they just ask people to join their newsletter and they don't tell them why or for what reason or anything. It's just like join my newsletter because I know I'm supposed to have a newsletter and that's pretty much it. Right? So you got to give them a reason. All right, number 8, they neglect their stats. I got to tell you, one of the most important things as a blogger is the stats that you get. I pay a lot of money for some of my stats. Some of them you can get free, but a lot of the stats I pay a lot of money for because of the fact that the devil is in the details. If I find out there's a blog post that's getting a lot of traffic and I found out that traffic comes from a keyword that I inadvertently got and it's driving traffic, then what I want to do is I want to revamp that content for something to sell for the keyword that they are coming in from, not the one I originally went for. Or if I have a blog post that's doing okay, and I notice that it's ranking on the search engine, but a lot of people are coming from top 10 ways instead of top ways, then I put the number 10 in there and boom, I skyrocket to the top. I get a lot more traffic. These are the kind of things that we teach you over at marcusmentor.me. And we even have some stats plugins that you can use as part of your subscription and everything like that, which is really cool. But don't neglect your stats. Watch what people do. I have a live tracker on my site and I always watch it. I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, where are these people coming from? Are they going away? Are they clicking? Are they staying? Sometimes I'll even talk to people and say, hey, how you doing? What'd you like about that? What'd you like about this? And the cool thing about the tracker is you can see where they come from, right? Really cool. So I could see like this guy here came from Google. This guy here came from MSN. This guy comes from YouTube. So you could see all kinds of things that's going on your site. And knowing that is what's going to separate the people who make the money from the people who don't make the money. And it's very, very important that you focus on it because if you don't, you're just going to be like wasting money. I remember one site I had years ago and I forgot about it. And then later on I was like, wow, we're getting like 100 visitors a day. I could change this. And I changed it and I started making like $1,000 a day on it. And I didn't really change all that much. I didn't get any new traffic. I just looked at the stats and changed something, right? And far too many people are focused on like the broad, how's the blog doing as a whole? How are we doing, right? Instead of looking at it and saying, well, that one thing's working good. Let's focus on that. Let's refine that because there's money in them thar hills and we can go get it if we focus. But if you don't focus, you're not going to get it. Really important. All right. Number 9, getting down to the wire here, is not focusing on one traffic source for each piece of content. Far too many people try to do too many things and they say, I'm going to make this video and it's going to be for my subscribers. It's going to be for YouTube. I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'm going to put it everywhere and I hope it ranks in the search engines and I hope that the nightly news picks it up and puts me on the news. And it's like, well, if your aim is to get on the nightly news, you need to film something that would be on the nightly news. If your aim is to rank on YouTube, you need to make something that's going to rank on YouTube. If your aim is to get search engine traffic from Google or Yahoo or MSN, you need to make your content for that purpose. I actually take this a step further, and I make a blog for each purpose. And I'm like, okay, this blog is designed to get search engine traffic. That's what I want to do. That's all I'm going to do on that one. This one is for my social media, and all the social media people go there. This one is for my YouTube, and I segment it. Why do I do that? Because I like to work extra? No. Because it works. Because what the search engines want is not necessarily what YouTube wants, is not necessarily what the nightly news wants, is not necessarily what's going to work on Facebook. Now, you could say, oh, well, this is so complicated, everything like that. Or you could say, all right, in my niche, I'm going to go for search engine traffic, right? And I teach you how to discover what's the best way for each keyword, because you're going to know what you'll be able to rank for. You're going to know what you're going to be able to get. And if you don't know, you need to go and learn that skill. Because if you don't know, you're going to be like those people who come to me and they're like, Marcus, I made a site about make money and I'm not getting any traffic. And I'm like, of course you're not. There's a billion sites about make money. Refine, focus, go for what you know you can get. Major in the minors first. And you're going to grow and grow and grow as you build. Go for a keyword you know you can get. Get another one you know you can get. This is how I've taken sites from literally 30 views a month to thousands of views a day. This is how I've taken YouTube channels. Same thing. Major in the minors, right? Don't go out there. If you want to do funny videos, you don't try to rank for the word funny video, right? You go for something simple like, horse kicks apple off of a tree and guy laughs or whatever, if people are searching for that. I don't know if they are. I hope not. There's a problem with society if they're looking at stuff like that. But at any rate, go for something you know you can get. Go for something specific. And when you pair all these together and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go for something specific, and I'm also going to go through and focus on why they're there, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to focus on the content, what I want them to do. And if you do this, just do this long enough and it'll work. Trust me. And it doesn't even take that long if you focus. You can get traffic today for free. You can get traffic today by paying for it. You can get traffic anywhere. There's traffic everywhere. Traffic is not the hard part of internet marketing. Let me say that again. Traffic is not the hard part of internet marketing. The hard part is learning to convert the traffic, because you could get traffic all day. There's traffic out there. You could buy it all day long. And if you know how to convert it, that's the game. That's your struggle, right? So people who come to me, oh, Marcus, I can't get any traffic. No, you can't get any conversions, because I'll sell you traffic. If you want traffic, I'll sell it to you all day long. You can go buy it all day long. It's everywhere. People don't know how to make money. There's YouTubers that are like making videos and they don't make anything. There's bloggers that are starving and they get tons of traffic. They get 50 times the traffic I get and they're not making anything. Why? Because they don't know the secret of conversion. Now, if you know the secret of conversion, you can go buy their traffic for pennies on the dollar. You can make a bunch of money. That's the key. That's what you got to focus on. Now, number 9, they settle for low numbers. This is a big one. So many bloggers settle for low numbers, and they're like, okay, well, I'm tapped out. I can only make $50 a week with this blog. That's all I'm going to make. Maybe I'll try to get new traffic. And they try to get new traffic, and they don't get that much. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, you're only making $50 because you're not focusing on the traffic. The average person makes so little on their traffic, it's not even funny. Why? Because they're not focusing on these 10 things. And if you focus on these 10 things, you can start turning things around, start getting a lot of traffic, and start making a lot more money.